All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day at the park, and I'm waiting for some people to decide where they're going to take their dog to play because I don't want to run into them, freak them out. Hope you're all having a great day. It's a fantastic Tuesday. The sun is out. The temperature gauge on my car said like 65, 66 degrees. But I'm like I always say, I bundle up, especially when I do these streams in the late afternoon because the temperature rapidly drops, shortly after I start my walk. And now I'm waiting because the lady over there with her dog is looking at the signs of what this park is going to look like in the near future with the upgrades, the enhancements, the remodel, however you want to call it. I feel absolutely amazing today, folks. I mean, this may not be the most professional thing to say, but I'm sure you're all human and you all do this. The number 2. I took a nice dump a couple hours or an hour or so before I just went live, and let me tell you, man, there's nothing better. There's no better feeling than a nice dump. I'll tell you that. Now, there are different meanings to the word dump or being dumped. Getting dumped in a relationship sucks, but taking a dump, or like some of my friends used to say, do you really actually take a dump or do you leave a dump? I understand. I get it. You don't literally just, take it out of the toilet and carry it with you, right? Anyway, it's stupid humor. I'm just trying to enlighten you folks a little bit at the beginning of the show today. I have a great topic here to discuss today that is so critical, especially in the modern world today that's moving at the speed of light. Things are happening so fast in the professional world and in our personal lives as well. The dating world and the dating app world and the online dating world, etc. Plus, the way we do business nowadays, is different. Everything is happening at the speed of light. You can thank the internet for that. You can thank smartphones for that. Yada, yada, yada. And it's, something that, we've been dealing with the internet now for over 30 years. But when the mobile internet became big, I'd say probably over the last 10 years, or even maybe the last 5 to 7 years, when these smartphones started getting faster or as fast as our laptops and desktops. God, there are people everywhere today walking their dogs because it's a nice day. So, we're going to move around. Like, I'll just show you. There are lots of people here. But yeah, this modern world we all live in today is unlike anything we've seen. It's uncharted territory, and many people are struggling with it because it's still fairly new. But the people that always try to find solutions to things like this that are new are gonna follow YouTube channels like mine and other content on the internet where this is being discussed, and you're going to learn how to properly handle it so that way you can enjoy your life drama-free, stress-free. Also, so you don't focus too much time and energy on things or people that are going to be a complete waste of your time. You have to learn how to identify what is worth your time and what isn't worth your time. And that's not easy to do, especially if you're a young buck. I was a young buck once. I'm 48 now. But, these, young kids, these young teenagers and men and women in their, 20s nowadays are living life in ways unlike any other generation at the same age has lived. It's a different world that we live in. But is it impossible to live in this type of world? Is it just something so horrible and so difficult to deal with that you should just give up? No. There are things you can do to make it easier, to make it better. Okay, are you still going to have some times where things don't go your way? Sure, is it going to appear like, there's more bad happening than good? Sure. Is it any different than it was before the internet came out, or the smartphones came out, which is what I'm trying to say? It's no different. It's just more apparent because we have more access to people globally all day, every day because of these social media platforms and the internet, such as YouTube, where we do pre-recorded videos and live streams. Twitter, where people just talk smack all day. Facebook, where people talk smack all day. Well, there are some positive aspects to Facebook. If you have a good core group of friends on your friends list. But there's a lot of smack talk on Facebook as well. There's smack talk everywhere, right? You just have to learn, what you want to invest your time in and what's worthy of your time and not. Derek is back again. You're going to be here every stream, huh, Derek? I could be wrong about who you are, Derek. I'm assuming you are the guy that has 3 numbers at the end of your long-known stage name. Or you could be his friend. Or you could even be the super troll that's been trolling me for a while, pretending to be nice just to not get banned. I'm not trying to be critical, and as long as you're cool, we're going to let you stay. It's all good, bro. But I'm not naive either. You always have to wonder, right? But that's all right. No big deal. Thank you for being here regardless. Queen Helen Casey, welcome to the show. How are you today? Hello, host. Another great topic today. I see. Absolutely, Derek. It is another great topic. Thank you for saying that. So how are you doing, Queen? What's going on in your neck of the woods? By the way, folks, tonight from the studio at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be doing Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8. Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8. And I'm seeing a lot of good replay value on Crazy Dating Stories. So right now I'm kind of more so focusing on live streams over pre-recorded videos again. I will get back to pre-recorded videos probably sometime later this week or early next week. I've just had a lot going on this week, and I have a lot going on tomorrow. My lady has the day off, and I'm going to get up early. I'm not spending the night with her tonight, but I'm going to get up early and head down to her neck of the woods, and we've got some things planned. So I'm going to be spending most of the day with her, probably be back in the early evening. Who knows? I may even do a Crazy Dating Stories Volume 9 tomorrow night. Queen says, I am busy as always on Twitter. Yeah, you've been going viral on Twitter, Queen. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So yeah, join me tonight right here on my YouTube channel, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, for Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8. I've got 5 new Reddit postings to go over with some more very interesting situations. And a lot of these situations should be common sense. Well, maybe for guys my age that have had experience in dealing with these situations, doing the wrong thing over and over again, you kind of learn that as you get older, right? When you do the same thing over and over again and it doesn't work, it must not be the right thing to do. So you learn to not do it anymore, right? Just like I always say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? And when that different result doesn't come, at some point, you've got to chalk it up to it not being the right thing to do, or it not being a productive use of your time, right? That's what I want to help you guys and gals with. Like this topic here today is basically to help you guys and gals manage your time better. Focus your time on things that are worthy of your time, on people and things that are worthy of your time, that are going to get you ahead, and minimize, spending time with people or doing things that don't work for you, and eventually completely eliminate, when you get good at this, completely eliminate spending time with people that are, a waste of your time, or doing things that aren't productive and are a waste of your time as well. And, in my opinion, it is actually more important to weed out the time-wasting events and time-wasting people than anything else. It's even more important than, focusing your energy on the right people and doing the right things, because here's the thing. If you spend half your time focusing your energy on the right people and doing the right things, and the other half of the time you spend your energy focusing on the wrong people and doing the wrong things, that's a horrible blend. That's like, trying to mix oil and water. It just doesn't work, right? And what happens when you mix both sides, the negative and the positive side, right? The positive people you're spending your time with and the positive things you're doing are overtaken by the negative people. That just always happens, right? So in order to get ahead in life, personally and professionally, regarding anything you're trying to accomplish, personally or professionally, you have to first learn how to eliminate all time-wasting activities, time-wasting people, etc. Things that are not a productive use of your time and don't make you happy. Because being in an unhappy state, having a crappy attitude, is not going to make you feel good. You want to propel forward on the positive shit you want to create, right? And I know I'm talking like, like you're all little kids, but even us grown-ass adults need to hear the same principles of life that our parents were trying to teach us, at least if we had good parents like I did, and I still do. I still have my mother. While we were growing up, our parents were trying to teach us these principles, right? But even as adults, we need to brush up on these principles every now and then to stay focused and stay on track. It is an absolute gorgeous day. I couldn't ask for a better day in the first week of February. Now, before I get to the topic, a couple of other interesting things. I kind of was sharing a little bit of the topic right now, but I'm going to get more into it. And I'll be sharing some examples, okay? Just a couple updates real quick in case you're watching this live. If you're watching this on the replay, this may be old news, depending on when you run into this live stream replay. More and more Joe Rogan drama, and it's to be expected. I'm going to just briefly touch up on this. Today, I'm hearing that Joe Rogan I guess, came out and said something like this whole attack on Joe Rogan is politically motivated. Further stirring up the drama pot. Okay? And I think that's a bunch of hogwash BS for one reason. Joe Rogan, like I mentioned the other day, and if you've been following the story, you've heard this. Joe Rogan is the one that removed the episodes of his show from Spotify where he used the N-word. He's the one that removed those shows. Spotify didn't force him to do it. He's the one that did it. At least that's what they're coming out and saying publicly, right? Like I said yesterday, I believe that this was all plotted and still being plotted by Spotify and Joe Rogan. It's to create drama and controversy and keep the Spotify name and Joe Rogan name at the top of all trending news, right? Trending topics, right? So if you think for 1 second that, or if you believe for 1 second that Joe Rogan or whoever else is saying this is all politically motivated, that's a bunch of crap. Now, there may be a little truth to that, right? Okay? There may be a little truth to that because Joe does talk about politics, and I guess apparently he does have some influence over people. But how many people does he have influence over? 11 million people that watch his show? And maybe another 10 or 20 million possibly? I mean, if there are 300 plus million people in this country, in the U.S., so what if Joe has influence on 10% of the population? Is that a big enough influence to overturn an election or something? Is it? I mean, if it's close, sure, right? But it's always about the majority that's going to win. You guys are treating Joe like he's God. You folks don't get this. All you're doing by continuing to watch this drama is making anyone and everyone involved with this story, whether they're directly involved or not, all you're doing is making these people money. Like another channel I follow, I mention all the time, Jeremy the Quartering keeps doing this story. He's getting 50 to 100 to 200,000 views per videos on this story. You think he believes any of this stuff? Do you think that what Jeremy is putting out there is how he actually feels, or what he feels is going to make him the most money? Think about it, right? I keep saying this, folks. This is a time-wasting thing, kind of like what this topic is about here today. This is a time-wasting thing. You folks are buying into the biggest crock of shit and making all these people more money because you continue to view it and tune into it. Now, I watch these videos, like I said the other day, not to feed into it or make these people money. I guess, they're getting some ad revenue from me. I mean, I have YouTube Premium, so Jeremy's getting some YouTube Premium money from me. But I want to know what's going on so I can share with you folks how to truly handle these situations. If I wasn't a life coach or doing what I do, I would tune this shit completely out. It's not worth my time at all. And it's not worth yours. So what's it going to take for you folks to realize this and move on and focus on things that are going to get you ahead? So that's enough of the, fake controversial Joe Rogan story, the fake controversy stirred up intentionally by Spotify's management, including their CEO and Joe Rogan. This whole thing is one big plot. It's one big script. And a lot of people, especially out here on YouTube, that's all they do is they script fake instigated drama just to create controversy and cringy stuff. That's going to drop everyone. That's going to, make people feel they have to drop everything to tune in, which is what I'm trying to say. So, enough of that. Enough of that. As far as other aspects, community news, Not a whole lot's been going on behind the scenes with the Coach Eli clan and my mods. We've all been doing our own thing. Queen, I appreciate you being here on the weekdays and occasionally on the weekends. I know you typically take weekends off. I know Lewis Fuller pops in every now and then. You know, sometimes, folks, you know, you have to take some time away and focus on things in your personal life and your family life. And you have to also focus on your relationship with your significant other. And I will say this. I'm not going to say too much at this point because at some point, you know, I'm thinking that I'm going to do a pre-recorded podcast show with my lady where she doesn't use her real name or show her face because we don't want to dox her and have these stupid trolls attack her, right, and her family and look into them. That's what they'll do. So we're not going to dox her or, you know, we're not going to show her face or use her real name, and we're not going to do this live. We're going to do it pre-recorded so in case something slips, I could edit it out before putting it out publicly. And that's thinking smart and thinking ahead, right? I learned my lessons from the past of bringing girlfriends on my channel, showing their face, using their real name. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that. Down the road, when I get to 50K plus subs, and I'm a bigger channel and have more clout and more support and help from YouTube, yes, at that point I will do that. But until my channel grows bigger than these haters' channels, or my active audience grows bigger than these haters' channels, it's just not worth it. So, my lady, I've been really focusing on helping my lady with some, I don't know if I want to call them serious things, but with some things that she's been struggling with in her life. And I'm not going to get into great detail on it right now because it's not the right time. But at some point, I'm sure she'll be totally cool. We've talked about this before, to do a podcast and talk about her experiences of what, you know, she's been through most of her life, what she struggled with, and how difficult it's been to overcome it, and how she overcame it. And I'm not sure if you're watching. My woman was supposed to be off today as well, but her work called her in, so she went in to make some overtime. Good for you, babe. Keep making that money, honey, right? It's all good. Keep making that money and stop spending it on me. She's been spending some good money on me lately. And I'll say one more thing about this. Like, I really appreciate what she's doing, right? But this is the one thing, like, babe, if you're listening, and to all women out there, this is the one thing that women just don't understand, especially, you know, modern women, which you're all modern women nowadays. What women don't understand is that we appreciate you ladies buying this stuff and doing things, but, like, we like, don't need you to do that for us to be happy. You know, and my lady's like, well, I like doing nice things for you and the people I care for, and blah, 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 right? And it's not that us guys don't appreciate it, us good guys like myself don't appreciate it. I appreciate it. But the truth of the matter is, it's more of like a masculine thing to take care of your lady in that way than your lady to take care of you. Now, in this modern world, yes, men and women are equal according to, you know, civil rights and, you know, all that crap. I don't have to get into it. You folks know what I'm talking about, right? And I totally get that. But what women are not understanding is what has always attracted good, strong, real alpha males to women. It's not their money. It's not any gifts they give us. Okay? It's one simple thing. This is the only thing that men really want from women. We just want your compassion, your love, your heart and soul, your sweetness, your kindness, your tenderness. We want you to be sweet and submissive. I'm not saying you can't be dominant at times, but if you're more dominant than submissive, that doesn't work for us. Good guys throughout the history of time have always taken care of women, because up until about 55 years ago, women were dependent on a man for everything. And that's how men and women were biologically made to be. And living in this artificial world that we're living in nowadays, which I'm happy women have equal rights and they're working and all that, but a lot of things women are doing are completely out of their natural essence, right? And again, babe, I appreciate that Under Armour shirt that you got me. She didn't see my stream, or she would have mentioned it. The stream I did a couple nights ago from the studio, I wore your Under Armour shirt, and one of my subscribers, buddies, whatever you want to call him, that goes by the name of Derek, it's not his real name, said he loved that shirt. He went on the Under Armour website and purchased the same shirt. So I appreciate it. It's a nice shirt, right? And then my lady got me something else. I was, I'll just say this, I don't care, it's funny, right? I was using Zupu. Zupu is like a gut and, colon cleanser. And I purchased Zupu a couple weeks back, and I used it for 15 days. And let me tell you, it did a great job. It roto-rooted my intestines and my stomach and all that, and my gut. Like, I feel incredible, right? And so I joke around with my lady when we talk on the phone or text. And like, if I'm on the phone with her or if I'm texting her and then I got to go number 2, right? Right? She's thinking that I've used the Zupu and it's ready to explode, right? I know it doesn't sound, doesn't sound exciting to hear that, I know. But you know what I mean, right? So the last time that happened, a couple days back, I told her I'm ready to use the restroom. I got to talk with you later, babe. She goes, Zupu. And I go, oh, I used my last dose of Zupu yesterday. So I'm out of stock on Zupu, right? And because she works in retail and I used to work in retail, I was just trying to be funny, saying I'm out of stock of Zupu, right? And I told her in the past that you can only use Zupu once every 3 months. So she went and ordered me some Zupu. I said, babe, why'd you do that? I don't need to use it for another 3 months. And she goes, did I make a mistake again? I said, babe, you don't make mistakes. Babe, it's not about that. The thought is incredible, right? I appreciate it, right? I guess, baby, I appreciate it. I guess I'll accept it, even though it's not necessary for you to spend that money on me. I can do it myself, right? And I'll use it in 3 months, and then we can laugh about it before I have to go number 2 every time, right? But no, I respect this woman. I mean, I'd rather have a woman like this than a woman that's completely selfish. So I get it, babe. I understand it, right? But again, as long as you're nice and sweet and easy to get along with and more submissive than dominant and just a kind, gentle lady, that's all guys want. That's all I want. That's it. It's pretty simple. Eli, I don't want to hear that it's making me sick. Well, Queen, I'm really sorry. Going number 2 is a natural thing for men and women. Women are not exempt from going number 2, Queen. I understand that a lot of you ladies don't want to talk about that, right? But see, here's the thing, guys. This is another thing to look for in a woman. This will pertain to the topic, and I'll really get into the topic here in a second, right? Here's the thing. A really cool woman that's into you and loves you and cares for you let's say unconditionally, even though everything nowadays is conditional, right? I got to do a stream on this at some point. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. Well, tomorrow I'll be with my lady, but maybe the next day, right? Is love unconditional? Oh, I've got a pre-recorded video queued up when I get a chance to record that too, based on a Reddit posting. That'll be coming probably next week. But I'll say this now: is love unconditional in the modern world? No, it's not. It should be, but it's not. So what is love? Based on what condition or conditions is love based on? Which is what I'm trying to say in the modern world. It's based on a fair value exchange. And I got that from another coach I follow named Coach Dan Bacon from Australia. He's a great coach. The two other coaches besides myself that I fully 100% endorse and recommend, Coach Corey Wayne and Coach Dan Bacon. They are the two best. And Coach Dan Bacon says, love is conditional based on a fair value exchange. Oops, I almost tripped on that. Didn't see it. So, what is that fair value exchange? Is it money? No, it's not necessarily money. Of course, the best thing to do would be to, date or marry a woman that makes similar money as you do. That would solve all issues, especially if they get divorced, because you're equally contributing to the marital assets. But it's not even about that. It could be the man being the breadwinner, the woman maybe making half of what the man's making, but she's also sweet, kind, loving, caring, nurturing, a great wife, a great mother, right? Love is conditional based on a fair value exchange. Also, what's part of a fair value exchange? Being at a similar physical attractive level, right? Like attracts like. So, if you're a 6, 7, or an 8 on the attraction scale of 1 to 10 as a man, typically a woman that's a 6, 7, or an 8, that's going to bring a fair value exchange. I hate to look at it this deeply, but that's the way things are. Wow, it is really super busy here today. Wow. I don't know what it is about Tuesdays here at the park, but Mondays are like slow. It's perfect for these walks. And Tuesdays, like the whole town shows up here. Maybe there's just like soccer practice or some other events going on. I don't go blasting my business on YouTube because it's none of their business. Well, Queen and Derek, I'll get to your chat message in just a second. Here's the thing, Queen. I choose what to talk about. I choose what to allow people to know about my business and other things. I may talk about in the roundabout way. I've learned to just not put things out there that's going to give other people ammunition to take things into real life and harm me or anyone else that I care for. That's the main focus you have to focus on nowadays, right? Being a public figure on YouTube or social media, right? It's more about protecting the ones you love than you, because these people know you're strong enough to do this stuff, right? And when they can't get to you, if they know who means the most to you, then they they go after everyone you care for. That's kind of like the old mafia thing, right? That's why they created witness protection through the U.S. Marshals in the 70s. Because, if you ever got involved with the mafia, right, and you wanted to pull out before they were done using you for whatever, right? If you left them abruptly and they couldn't find you and kill you, they would find out everyone that means something to you and try to kill them, right? The theory is the same on YouTube or other social media platforms when you're a public figure, except in most cases, people are not trying to kill your family or kill you. They're just trying to make the people you love miserable right? By sending them pizzas and ringing their phones off the hook, right? And trying to say things about, the public figure to ruin relationships and stuff like that, just so that way they can try to troll you off the platform and get a rise, right? So that's today, this is what people do, and it's the equivalent of what, it was like to, be a part of the mafia, right? And then wanting to leave before they were ready to let you go, right? If they couldn't get you, they would go after everyone you care for to get to you, right? It's pretty sad and pathetic, but that's just the way things have been, right? Let's see what Derek said here before we dive deep into the topic. We're almost halfway done with the walk. Eli, it's none of my business. Okay. Derek says, anything is better than an enema. Zupu is great. So is castor oil and Activia yogurts. Probiotics keep me regular, and lots of water hydration. Yeah, the most important thing to keep, your bowels moving through your intestines and not getting intestinal blockage. I haven't mentioned this, but I'll even say this now. Like, back in the days when I had sciatica pretty bad, like, and because of some of the foods I was eating, some foods can get stuck, like caramel and stuff, like raw caramel, it can get stuck, right? And sometimes, your bowels can get partially stuck, and you can still push, the rest of the bowel around it, but it's harder, right? And other times it gets completely impacted, stuck, and at that point you may have to go to the doctor. I believe I had a partial blockage, which is now gone, because you can feel when you have a partial blockage and you can't get everything out every time, and then you have to use enemas and suppositories and stuff like that, right? You can feel it sucks, right? So to prevent all of that, number one, don't eat, chew your food really well, and don't eat a lot of caramel or raw caramel at once, like I did a little bit a few years back. It was stupid. And drink plenty of water. Keep yourself hydrated. Eat fiber-rich foods. There are some great supplements you can take out there. Like I use Colon Cleanse and Super Colon Cleanse. You can take Colon Cleanse daily. And it puts fiber into your system. And it just helps bulk up your stool, and it draws in more water, and it allows you to have more regular and full bowel movements. So, Queen, I'm not trying to be gross or anything here. This is just helpful stuff that truly helps people, right? There's no worse feeling. All right, self-promotion. That's what this world's become all about, right? It's all about self-promoting my own damn Instagram, right? And anywhere I see a camera, no, go ahead. No, it's fine. It's all good. That's what these people do nowadays. They just love to self-promote wherever they see a camera. Man, young kids. One of the best ways to market yourself is not to self-promote. It's to promote other people. Because like the late Zig Ziglar used to say in his famous quote, if you help enough people get to where they want to get, you will get to where you want to get. Right? If you help enough people get to where they want to get, you will get to where you want to get, right? Because most people that you help become successful are going to feel some type of, debt to you to be kind and help you back in return. Now, there are some people that'll just take and not give, but most people are grateful and thankful. Most people in a good place, mentally and emotionally, that you've helped grow are grateful and grateful and thankful, and will help you in return. So anyway, let's get right to the topic here. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park. And today, have not been cut off one time. Let's pray. Let's pray that we don't get cut off today. Maybe it's a good day on the cell tower. Maybe people are busy playing sports and sucking up all the internet bandwidth from the cell tower. This is episode number 220. And the topic today is learn to properly vet, screen out people to avoid stress and wasted time. One more time. Learn to properly vet. And in parentheses, vet means screen out people to avoid not only stress, but also wasting your time. I could have said some snarky remark like Joe Rogan's been saying, but I'm not gonna say a damn thing. I'm not gonna even mention what I was gonna say it about, but maybe you folks can put two and two together. That's a pretty loud noise back there, the gas leaf blower. So, this is a critical topic. Critical topic. Because if you can learn how to properly vet and screen out people in all aspects of your life, it will completely change your life. You will feel a lot better. You'll have a lot more energy. You'll be happier, right? Because you'll have what you want, and makes you even more happy in a professional and personal manner. And being happy, folks, being happy in this world involves you being happy at home and at work. Being happy in your personal life and your professional life. And like I've said in the past, it's been a while since I said this, but you've heard of the phrase, happy wife, happy life, right? Well, this is a variation of that, right? Because most people aren't even getting married nowadays, but they're dating and living together, right? Same thing. Like if you're living with a woman, you're basically married to her without the agreement between you and the state. If you live here in the U.S. or you and the province, if you live abroad in another country, they call them provinces there. Here, we call them states, right? The United States of America, right? Okay. So again, if you can learn how to properly, weed out, sort out the good from the not so good, or the good from the bad. I'm gonna wait, there are people coming. Look at how old school this door is. This is literally like a 1970s. This is how like the 1970s apartments used to look like in Three's. Remember Three's Company? Come and knock on our door. This is all getting an upgrade. Anyway. So again, if you can learn how to make better decisions, better qualify people, better vet people, okay? Better screen them out, personally and professionally, your life will completely change for the better. Let me share some examples with you folks, okay? And I've got some more Reddit videos coming regarding this. Let's talk about the dating world. A lot of guys, will come out and, they'll say, I met this woman and, she was just a lunatic and got drunk on our first date and just, blah, 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 whatever, right? Well, see, here's the thing. Women that behave that way on a first date are also more than likely behaving that way all day, every day. And what that's telling me about this guy is that he didn't properly vet or screen out this woman before meeting her, assuming that it was from an online dating app or site, right? And why do most guys, especially younger guys that don't understand this, not properly vet women before meeting them? Okay? Because they're enamored by the golden V. You know what the golden V is, right? They're enamored by any reasonably attractive woman that gives them the time of day, right? Maybe they're not used to getting attention from hot women, right? And while most hot women, may be as normal as possible, right? There are some that are off the deep end, that are alcoholics, that are drug abusers, etc., right? A lot of guys are just giving any woman a chance without vetting them. As long as she's really attractive and, gives them somewhat of the time of day, right? And then it becomes a waste of time, right? Like this dude taking out this woman without talking with her on the phone, to hear her voice and hear how she responds, right? To hear if she's mentally and emotionally competent and stable, right? Right? The woman probably said, I don't talk to anyone on the phone before I meet. If you want to just, meet up at the bar, I'd be happy to have some drinks with you, right? If I was single, which I'm not, and a woman told me that, and in the past, the women have tried to tell me that, right? Let's meet for a drink. I don't talk on the phone until after I get to know someone. Well, I don't meet anyone unless we talk on the phone because I want to properly vet you and screen you out before I waste my time and energy and effort to come and see you. Waste my time and money, right? I never, ever, ever, or in the past, I've never, ever, ever, well, I wouldn't say ever, but in the recent past, last 10 to 15 plus years or so, I would never, ever take a woman, out for a drink at a bar or dinner or anything like that on the first date. A first date's always a simple meeting to see if there's chemistry. Whether it be at a park for a walk or a brief hike. Hi. Somebody was just waving at me, like some dude, I guess, that was just like wearing some weird outfit. Hello, hello, hello. Like, hey, what's up? All right. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm doing my show. It's all good, right? Or sometimes I would, depending on the woman and how comfortable she was, I'd meet her like at a supermarket or mall parking lot in the early evening when it's dark, but a well-lit lot, because then we can just sit in my car and talk and see if there's chemistry and any making out or anything like that, right? And see, that's part of the vetting process right there, guys. A lot of guys nowadays, and women do this too, but not as much. This is more of a thing that guys do, because guys are more thirsty than women, right? Guys are so enamored by a woman's looks that they say, screw the vetting process. They want to meet me, I'll meet them. And they've had maybe, a really brief conversation through a dating app where she probably says, hi, you're cute. And he goes, hi, you're cute too. She's like, hey, you want to meet for drinks and, get to know each other? Sure. Where would you like to meet? I'll be at this bar tonight. Join me there. Right? Number one, that has hookup written all over it, in my opinion, right? It also has I'm just going to, see what sucker I can get out to buy me free drinks tonight, right? But many beta male guys, young guys nowadays, let that shit go right over their head because the woman is so hot, and they're not used to getting attention from hot women. And the hot women they've tried to approach, maybe are already dating other guys or just not attracted to them. And hey, listen, here's the thing that a lot of guys also don't get. Just because you're an attractive guy, according to society standards, even attractive guys, according to society standards, are not going to be attractive to every woman. They're not. Attraction is different amongst every man and woman. Every man and woman sees attraction differently, right? And that's why it is important to properly vet people that you're meeting, especially and practically only through the online dating world, because when you meet people in person, you get to see how they are right away, right? And then you both can decide, okay, yeah, hey, you seem cool. You want to, hang out sometime and maybe go on a hike or a walk and get to know each other. Like, I'd love to get to know you. Here's my number. Give me a call. Or, hey, can I get your number? I'd love to give you a call if that's cool with you, right? Right? It's different in person, but online, you got to properly vet these people, right? Because, here's the thing. You got a lot of people going through a lot of shit nowadays, right? Including women, right? I'll share a story with you real briefly until we get to the next aspect here during the final lap. We're about to hit the final lap here. So get any questions, comments, or concerns you may have in the chat. So before I started dating the lady I'm with today, like I said in the past, talked to lots of women, to find the one I have. It took a lot to get to the one I have today, right? And I remember, I think it was Hinge. I connected with this woman, and she was, how old was she? I think she was like right around my age or something, same age. What was I, like 47 last year? Yeah, I'm 48 now, 47 last year, right? And she was cute. She was a good-looking woman. And she actually, lived pretty close to where I live, which was great, right? Sounds like an ideal situation, right? And she matched with me, and she started messaging me, and she was showing a lot of excitement, right? And she seemed like she seemed pretty decent initially, right? And from what I remember, most women, when they communicate that are interested, will get back to you in a reasonable amount of time, within a few hours, and talk with you throughout the day. This woman was like getting back to me like fairly quickly, like within 15 minutes or less. And while it's nice to, have quick, a quick back and forth, right? At the same time, it's a red flag because it's unusual. It's unusual because, most women are busy working throughout the day or doing something else important, right? And same with most men. Like, we're not going to be able to respond right away, right? So I started to see that as a red flag, right? You got to learn to identify these red flags, right? Yeah, she was hot. And yeah, she was local. Ideal situation, right? But who is she, or who was she as a person, right? So she told me back then, I remember, I'm interested. You got a great, profile and blah, 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 whatever, right? So once, in the past when I was single, to see if the woman was really interested, even though she would say it, I would test her, right? Because if a woman's really into you, she's going to flirt with you. And if a woman is in a good place mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically, and she's really into you, and she says she's interested, she's going to do a little flirting with you because, that's what people do when they're into each other, even from the beginning of a dating app conversation, right? So what did I do? I started flirting with her a little bit. Just a little bit of flirtatious fun back and forth, right? And, after, from what I remember, this was like middle of last year, or before summer of last year. This was many months before I met the woman I'm with today. I met her towards the end of last year. I remember she goes, "It seems like you're more focused on your pictures and blah, blah, blah." She basically was calling me out for flirting. And she goes, I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. She goes, "If you don't turn this around and..." Oh, yeah, I remember another thing she said. She goes, "Sounds like this sounds totally scripted." And that's something that I could take offense to, right? And there have been other people that have said something similar. Maybe it's the life coach in me. Maybe I'm so well versed and understand, the BS and life's principles that these women picked up on the fact that I'm not going to put up with any of their BS. And you're not going to play me and try to mold me and the man you want me to be. I'm the man I am. And I'm the man. I'm the leader. I'm the masculine one, not you, right? Right? So yeah, I could have taken offense to that back then, but I didn't. And I basically, and she basically said that, I'm going to give you one more message before I remove the match to make things right. Remember, this woman was hot. She was local. It seemed like the ideal situation. And in my mind at that point, I was like, who the fuck does she think she is? No wonder, she's a, late 40s woman that's attractive and is single. Because no guy that she would want, that's a confident alpha male, is going to want her. And the beta males that want her, she's not into them because she's too strong for them and too masculine, right? And too controlling, right? So I remember I wrote her one message back real quick. And I said, "I'm going to do myself a favor and remove and block you. Take care." And then I blocked her. That's how you handle that, guys. And ladies, this may happen to you at times also, on the flip side. This more so happens to men than women, but it happens to women as well. If it happens to you ladies, you got to identify these situations. You got to ask questions. You got to test people to see how interested they are in you and what place are they in mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, right? You got to test people, right? Because like I said before, I'll say it again. Okay? Guys, more so for guys, but same thing for women, but this is more so for guys. Because attraction is a little different for guys and women, right? Guys, if a woman is really, really, really super into you, she will make it easy on you. She will flirt with you. And even the good, decent women will even be a little sexually flirtatious with you through these apps or texting on your regular phones, or even when you have an initial phone call before you meet. Because they really like you. They're really into you. They're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, sexually attracted to you. That's what you want. That's part of properly vetting your prospects before you meet them. Instead of just, instead of as a guy just giving any random woman that happens to be hot the time of day and meeting her at a bar or for dinner after a few quick messages on a dating app without even talking with her on the phone. You're setting yourself up for a disaster. Or for being, sucked dry, the pocketbook being sucked dry, right? And that's the thing I want guys to focus on the most nowadays, especially younger guys that are enamored by the hot women, in your age range. Yeah, I was young once too. And don't get me wrong. I still have eyes and ears, right? I'm very happy with my lady. But yeah, listen, there are a lot of hot women out there. And us men have testosterone. And even us men that are good guys and older and well-versed, hey, let me tell you something. It's real easy to get derailed and let that hotness take over your better judgment. But I'm telling you guys, don't let that take over your better judgment, because it's going to waste your time, suck your pocketbook dry. It's going to waste your energy, right? It's going to stress you out, right? It's going to maybe even make you a little bit jaded to the point of where you may not be yourself the next time you try to meet a woman through a dating app or dating site, right? What you have to do as a guy and a gal nowadays is try to properly vet that person from initial contact as quickly as possible. Be direct, be decisive, let them know what you're looking for. Ask them what they're looking for despite what's in their profile, right? If they don't compliment your pictures, ask them, hey, so did you get a chance to see all my pictures? Nothing wrong with that, because you're trying to gauge how sexually attracted they are to you, especially if you're a guy. Like, guys, I'll tell you this, the more sexually attracted a woman is to you, the easier it will be for you to get with her. For whatever reason, even including a relationship, right? So if you guys learn to understand that sexual attraction is critical. Without it, nothing else is going to matter, even though everything else does matter, but it doesn't matter until after sexual attraction or attraction is there. You're trying to gauge the woman's level of attraction as quickly as possible so you're not wasting your time and her time, right? And you do that by properly vetting them, asking them questions, right? Having some flirtatious fun. A healthy woman in a good place mentally and emotionally, that's stable, that's not guarded, that's not an alcoholic, that's not a drug user, that's not a radical feminist. Let's go as far and say that. A healthy woman that's into you is going to flirt with you, because she's so into you from the very beginning, so attracted to you, that she knows what guys want. She knows what guys want that she likes, right? And that like her. She knows what we want. We want to tap them cakes. She knows that, right? Women know that, right? And the women that are into you and want to be with you know that as well. They know you want to tap them cakes, but they also want you to tap them cakes. And if they want you to tap them cakes, they're going to make it easy for you. If a woman doesn't make it easy for you, she don't want you to tap them cakes. It's plain and simple. You like that, Derek? Derek, you love tapping those cakes, huh? Hitting those cakes. Folks, please thumb this stream up if you haven't already done so, whether you're here live or on the replay. Please Like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat as well. We're on the final lap, and hey, that's Slim Shady. Well, guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. I had to move out of the way. Some woman or a dog were passing by. Some dude was cruising by in a newer Mustang, playing some old school Slim Shady Eminem. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? I created the monster. Okay, enough of that, right? I'm looking to see where that person is going. I think they're going the other way. Yeah, they are. Okay, cool. Now, for the last part of the show, let's talk about the business aspect of things. The business aspect and the friends and other people you associate with during your free time. Okay? You need to properly vet them as well. You've got to vet every single aspect of your life. Queen at 5:06. I don't know how long ago that was. That was a half hour. You are being gross. Don't start on that. What are you talking about, Queen? Queen, you've known me for like 3 years now. This is no different than I've always been. Well, Queen, I have so much respect for you. If I've offended you in any way, I personally apologize. Maybe you're just having some fun, Queen. It's all good. Wow, like look at how busy it is here today. This is really, really packed. Whew. Let's take off the glasses for the last half lap here. So let's talk about the business aspect and friendships. When it comes to properly vetting people, it works the same way as dating relationships. Why would you want to hang around with friends that are going to make you feel miserable, that are going to force you to do things or try to force you to do things you don't want to do, right? Why do you want to hang out with friends that aren't like-minded and enjoy similar things as you do, right? Or support what you do for a living or whoever you're dating or whatever. If your friends are not cool, calm, collective, decent, reasonable, down-to-earth friends that are not judgmental, that are free-spirited and easygoing, then don't hang out with them. And when you're getting to know new people, before you bring them into your social circle or your friend circle, properly vet them, right? Ask them questions, right? Before you bring them into the friend circle, hang out with them a few times on your own to see how they are, right? See, most people nowadays, they want things so fast. Like people get so bored and lonely and miserable that they'll just give anyone the time of day the moment they pop up. And I just don't get it because there are so many other things to do that can keep you occupied in this crazy digital modern world we live in than just giving anyone the time of day without properly vetting them. That could drive you crazy, right? We have so many things to do nowadays. Even when we're by ourselves, there's no excuse to ever feel lonely or have nothing to do. So properly vet your friends or people that you're getting to know before you become friends with them or close friends with them or bring them into your friend circle or social circle, right? As far as business partnerships, okay? This is another thing that's becoming more and more common nowadays. More and more people are becoming self-employed. They're becoming a part of the I'm sorry, they're becoming a part of the creator economy, which is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm a creator on YouTube. I have a coaching business, right? Okay. More and more people are moving their businesses online. And in order to, grow your business and expand your reach, you need to connect and collaborate with other people, right? Collaboration is key to success, whether you're doing business online or offline. The more friends slash resources, I don't want to call my friends resources, but let me tell you something. Everyone that you know that you're friends with or have a good relationship with in some way, shape, or form is a resource. Okay? Everyone that is a friend or you're close with, right, in some way, shape, or form, or have a relationship with in some way, shape, or form, is a resource. Have you ever heard of the phrase, use your resources? Your resources are one of the most crucial things to have to move a business forward. So would you rather have good resources or bad resources, right? I'm not going to get too far into it again because I'm going to be wrapping this up really soon. And people have heard this story, they've been following me for a while over and over again. For the new people, simply put, when I first came out here on YouTube 5 years ago on my former channel, I was looking to, expand my resources and start building my coaching business. And, I did a lot of networking on YouTube and I, tried collaborating with many people. And I did collaborate with many people, but I also unknowingly got involved with the wrong people and didn't have a thorough understanding of why they were doing what they were doing or people like them were doing on YouTube. Like the drama people, I didn't realize that some people just create fake, cringy drama content, right? And I didn't properly vet them. I didn't even think to properly vet them. I was brand new and I was excited to be on YouTube and start my new business that I just wanted to dive in. I got caught up in the excitement of being a YouTuber and trying to be the next successful YouTuber, right? And entrepreneur as a coach, right? And because I let my excitement and better judgment get to me, I didn't properly vet or qualify these people. I started working with them and they were the complete opposite of what I was seeking and needed, to grow my business and to collaborate with and benefit each other both ways, right? So because of that experience with some of the creators I came across years ago on the YouTube platform that weren't the right people to work with, I learned how to better properly qualify and vet people out here. I know more of, what to ask when first connecting with someone. Okay? And I also know how to test people to see how genuine they are. And I hate to say it, but how worthy they would be to work with me. You have to look at it that way, right? And that's why, a lot of people have criticized me over the years. Well, you block everyone. How are you ever going to grow when you block everyone? Well, because the majority of people that still follow me to this day are drama shit disturbers. So I will keep blocking you, right? But every now and then, someone new comes along that's not a drama shit disturber, right? And I properly vet them. I ask them questions. If they pop on the live stream here, I'll ask them questions. Hey, how'd you find out about the channel? Were you recommended this channel here? Or blah, blah, blah. And I can tell if they're BSing me or if they're real, right? You can also tell by the way they speak, right? You have to learn to properly vet people so you're not wasting your time trying to make something happen. You also have to learn to not acknowledge or pay any trolls any attention. You just block them and move on. Derek Gibson says, your park is super busy today, host. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Tuesdays seem to be busy here. I think there are many sporting events and other things going on. That's all good. I'm almost done with the show anyway. And then I'm going to head back home and have some food and then get ready for my Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8 stream tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific from the studio. Folks, you want to focus on meeting like-minded people that are looking for the same thing you're looking for, right? You're looking for people that are in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. People that are not alcoholics, people that are not drug users, right? Okay? People that are not guarded and closed off due to past unresolved emotional trauma. You got to look for that. Some old truck just backfired. See, the thing about those old trucks backfiring, or any car backfiring, those older cars, the carbureted ones, they sound like a gunshot, and it freaks people out. But see, after you've heard it enough, you know, and you hear a car going by, you know it's an old school car where they gun it, and it just backfires. Poof! I used to have a car like that. I've shared that story before. I'm not going to do it now. I don't have enough time, but maybe down the road I'll share it again, right? Yeah, one of the things you have to deal with the most nowadays, going back to the dating world, is traumatized women. There are lots of traumatized women. A lot of it stems back to their childhood. Maybe they have daddy issues, right? Right? Maybe they were abandoned, right? And if all of their upbringing was good, maybe they, had a few bad abusive relationships or marriages, right? And when this shit happens, right, they get traumatized, right? So then when you, the good guy, encounters these women, you're dealing literally with like fucking 30 to 40 years of baggage, right? And women hate that word. They do. They hate that word. Most of them do. The reason why they hate that word is because they know they're full of baggage, right? And for those ladies that have baggage, I want to help you learn to let that shit go so you can attract a good guy in your life. Because here's the thing, the guys that you want, the good guys like me, well, number one, I'm taken. But even if I wasn't, I don't care how hot you are, I want to give you the time of day with all that emotional baggage, because you're going to be closed off and you're going to make me work 10 times harder to get your golden V, which should be a natural thing happening sooner than later based on if we're attracted to each other or not. See, a lot of these women that are traumatized and have emotional baggage, they'll put themselves out in the online dating world, but they'll put you through the fucking ringer, right? They'll say, I want to take things slow and really get to know you. Oh, that sounds like a whole lot of fun, right? Right? When most men and women that are in a good place can look at each other's pictures on a dating app and instantly determine if we want to bang the shit out of each other or not. That's the truth. And I'm not a player or one-night stand, but that's the truth. So if you encounter a woman that's not open to romance and intimacy and letting the natural flow of progression take things where they're supposed to go, even sooner than later, you gotta flirt with them and find out right away. And if they're not open to it, you gotta let them go. That's called properly vetting. If not, you're shooting yourself in the foot like Cheddar Bob. You remember Cheddar Bob, Derek? Cheddar Bob shot himself in the leg with his own gun. Don't get me started here, man. I got to wrap this up. All right. No cutoffs today. That's great. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. All right, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. It is, let's see, it's probably right around shortly after 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. So coming up in about a little less than 2.5 hours at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8 from the studio. I've got 5 phenomenal, interesting Reddit stories tonight. You're going to want to hear my feedback on them. They're pretty interesting. Show will probably last about 2 hours. You're the one that started this mess. Wow, Queen, you're all over my ass today. That's all right. I still love you like a sister, Queen. It's all good. You see, that's how you handle that, right? Queen and I are good. We're just having fun. And once the show's done, Queen will be going right back to Twitter. If she hasn't already been multitasking while she's been here, I appreciate you being here, Queen. I'm just messing with you, and you're messing with me too. It's all good, right? So 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, Crazy Dating Stories Volume 8. And I'm trying out a new thumbnail for the show. So if you're used to seeing the older thumbnail, which I've just grown to realize has become a bit stale, I've been working on creating better thumbnails, trying to spice them up, because thumbnails are what people see and click on based on how appealing they are. So let me know what you think about the new thumbnail. Join us in the chat if you're not banned. And, if you're not subscribe, bang the bell, select the notifications, because you can't chat in any of my live stream chats unless you've been subscribed to me for a minimum of 24 hours. That's a prerequisite here on the channel. There are also channel rules that YouTube allows you to put in your back end now, which I believe appear when you first start chatting with somebody or start chatting in someone's chat for the first time. Let me know if you folks have seen those. And yeah, that's that. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to Derek for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey for being here. And anyone else watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great one. See you from the studio in a bit. And as always, please be good to each other. Take care.